Welcome back to the channel, guys. So, back with Harry and with the new
book.
Oh god. It's going to be
That's
painful.
it.
So,
book 3 Space Marines in as many years.
yeah, and I'm playing Orks that have had one book in the last 20. No, I'm joking. They haven't got an 8th edition book. So, I am using Orks today. So we have got Orks versus Ultramarines. Harry has brought down his glorious looking Ultramarines.
We've quarantined them for 2 weeks and I baptised them in Dettle, so they are fully secure.
Yeah, so I'm no risk. We have got a little treat for you with the Ultramarines, as Harry's decided to customise 2 impulsors that look fantastic.
Yep, so with the time of this recording out, there'll be plenty of battle reports showcasing new Space Marines stuff. I've tried to paint up a couple of things that hopefully haven't been featured yet, so there's a little bit of variety going on. So I'm running some first-born assault marines and converted from my impulsors, I've got 2 of the new Gladiator variants.
Yeah, so you're looking forward to seeing what they can do. I've just got a massive green horde that I'm just going to run across the board. So we're playing 1500 points, and the game today is Scouring from the Grand Tournament. So it is 5 objectives in the middle of the map, so we're going to have a good old brawl. And so we'll go over that in just a minute. Just as well, as you may have seen on our Instagram page, we've now got an affiliate link for Rival Crafts, so make sure to check them out for all your basing needs, because some of their stuff is absolutely fantastic. So we'll go over the armies and catch you guys in a second.
Okay then, so this is 1500 points of the new Space Marines. So starting off, I'm running 2 patrol detachments today because unfortunately GW, whilst they've given the Space Marines a lot of nice toys, they didn't do one thing which I really thought they were going to do, so I've had to take 2 patrol detachments. Starting off then, I've got a Primaris Captain in my first patrol. He's going to be my Warlord today. He's got himself just a regular power sword. I've given him as his relic the Sanctic Halo for that 3-up invuln and the extra deny. It's just general utility and just really useful to have. I've also given him Master of Strategy, so that allows me to pick a unit within 6 and it gives it the Tactical Doctrine, which that's where I want to be. Moving on into troops wise, I've got 2 identical squads of Intercessors. Both of those are armed with bolt rifles, and the Sergeant has a power fist. So, solid troops. I'm personally a fan of the power fist. The Thunderhammer is probably a better option, but I'm old school, I like a power fist. Then into elite choices, I've got a squad of Aggressors. So they're just armed with their Bolt Storm gauntlets and their Frag Krak grenade launchers. They have taken a number of hits with losing double shoot, which to be honest was a good option, was a good thing they lost. Double shooting, in my opinion, gets quite janky in terms of balance. But they also lost their ignoring the advance penalty for shooting firing assault weapons. So they're not as strong as they were, but they are still a solid little unit. Moving then on into patrol number 2, I've got my Primaris Lieutenant. Once again, he is armed with his Bellicose bolt rifle, so I spent an extra CP on that relic for a 4-shot, strength 5, -1, flat 2 damage gun. It allows him to contribute to the fight quite nicely. I've also given him Calm Under Fire, so that is another bubble of units can fall back and shoot without the -1 penalty that the Ultramarines Doctrine gives you. Then in troops for this patrol, I've got my squad of Infiltrators. I probably would swap them out for standard Intercessors, however there are a couple of stratagems now in the new Space Marine book which I want to showcase, so I thought we'll give them their time in the sun and we'll see how they do. Moving on into fast attack, I'm rocking 2 units of Firstborn. So both of these are going to be bare bones assault marine squads with jump packs. Having 2 wounds now, I'm really optimistic about how I can use these in the game. The damage output isn't great because they have way less attacks and they're not as killy on the sort of the charge. But I think just having 5 effectively Intercessors jumping around for only 100 points, I think they are a solid little tactical unit. And hopefully they can do something useful. Then finally into heavy support, I've been frantically painting the second one up this week. I'm using the chassis from my converted Impulsors, and I have repainted 2 of my old Predator turrets, and we are going to be rocking 2 Gladiator Lancers. So Lancers are the 200 points base. I spent an extra 5 points on auto launchers to give them the smokescreen stratagem, and it's effectively a 2-shot las cannon with a damage of 3 plus D3. So a solid little bit of anti-tank firepower. Now they also come with Aquilian optics, which mean that I add 1 to hit for the main gun, so there should be some relatively accurate anti-tank firepower. Alright then, so that is the end. Oh, sorry, I've also taken 2 squads of suppressors. That's me forgetting they are my main DACA in this army. Can't forget them. So yeah, that is 1500 points of Ultramarines. We'll come back with the Orks. Okay then, so this is 1500 points of greenskins. So starting off, I am running a 2 patrol detachments in this army. Just the way heavy support slots worked out, I just needed the extra slots. So starting off from the HQs, I've got my warboss. He is armed with his tax squig, the killer claw relic, and his custom shooter. He is my warlord as well, so I've given him brutal but cunning. So that means when he charges, was charged, or heroically intervenes, he's rocking around with flat 4 damage. Works every single time and gets the job done. I've then taken a weird boy, and because we're running effectively a Strike Force mission package this time, I spent the extra CP to make him a warp head. So he knows the jump and warpath. So the jump is your standard, you ping a squad of boys across the table, and warpath is I select a friendly Ork unit and increase that attack's characteristic by 1 until the start of the next phase. So it means that with the smaller boys mobs I'm running, I can still get those extra attacks on those boys even if I do start cutting them down. Going on into troops, I've got 2 squads of 25 Ork boys. All of these are armed with slugs and choppers, and the knob has a big chopper. So that means Nob's rocking out strength 7, -1, and flat 2 damage. Move then on into elites. I've got a squad of 3 mega knobs. So I've got 2 with power claws and custom shooters, and 1 has a pair of kill saws. I've then got a pain boy in the list for a little bit of armor support, because let's be honest, Orks die in droves, they need all the help they can get. Move then on into fast attack. I've got my lovely Storm Boys out. So I absolutely love these models. It's just a shame that they are incredibly expensive for what they are. So the squad of 9 of them, and the knob has a power claw on the list. Right then, so into heavy support now. We are rocking a mob of 2 Death Dread, so when they deploy they will split off into their own separate unit. Both of them are running 2 sets of claws and 2 sets of saws, and I spent 1 CP on them to give them both Orkimatic pistons. That means their movement becomes 9 inches and they get to reroll their advance roll, so they're a nice little distraction card effects. Then the last heavy support choice in the slot is one of the 2 killer cannons. They're both armed with rocket launchers. There's no real reason for them being in the Goths detachment, it's just that it was a slot and they fitted in that way. I've then also got in detachment my dedicated transport Ork truck, and that's to transport the Meganobs around, because those Meganobs are very slow. Moving then on into my patrol detachment, I am running Grot mobs as my custom detachment. So starting off, I've got my big mech with custom force field in the as the HQ there. So the reason for him going into that one, so he can fix the heavy support slots, which I'll come on to in a sec. Troops wise, I'm rocking a plucky squad of 10 Grots. they're not in a great place now, being 50 points for the unit of 10. But that 6 of Inburn does make them actually quite difficult to shift. So they're there for the sake of being there. And who doesn't love a squad of Grots? And then into heavy support, I've got my second Killer Can. So he will get the reroll ones for shooting because he is a vehicle, but honestly they're not there for their damage output. They're there to sit on objectives and just be annoying to deal with. Then the last one I've got, is a squadron of 3 mech guns. Now, like with the Death Dreads, they will split up once they're deployed and count as separate units. Each of them is armed with a smasher gun. So that's then 1500 points. We will come back with deployment.
The Scouring is a Strike Force level mission from the Grand Tournament 2020 mission pack. The primary objective is Domination. Score 5 victory points if you hold 2 objectives, score 5 more victory points if you hold 3 or more objectives, and finally score 5 victory points if you control more objectives than your opponent. The secondary objectives for the Orks are Domination, Engage on all fronts, and also the mission-specific Strategic Scan. The secondary objectives for the Ultramarines, they also chose the mission-specific Strategic Scan. They also chose Bring It Down, and finally Deploy Scramblers.
Alright, so we have deployed, as you've seen. The Orky boys, I've seemed to have just gone for a massive horde that have turned up for the morning fight.
Typical Orc standards.
Go get those Umans. And the Ultramarines are hiding because that's what Ultramarines do best. As you can tell, I'm not a fan of Ultramarines. I'm joking. No, they're doing what they do best. Just hide them along. They're scared of the big green horde that's coming. Cool, so we're going to roll off to see who goes first. So here comes my shocking roll of 2. I seem to be rolling a lot of 2s, and Harry decides he doesn't want to. Oh, he's got a 4. So Harry is going to have first turn.
I'm going to let you go second.
You're going to let me go second, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice of you.
Probably a bad idea, but I'm going to let you go second.
Okay. You mean first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going second anyway, but I'll go first. All right, so
we'll go first.
yeah. So we'll come back after Orcs movement and see about whereabouts and what I've got up to. So we shall see you guys in just a second. Alright, so end of the movement phase. Played a little bit janky, to be honest. Probably a little bit not so orky. Boys have rushed up through here and taken on just holding that objective. I could have rushed the killer can through the building, but we double checked it and I can't start scanning until my command phase next turn. So I've held.
So you can move on to an objective
Yeah.
and scan, but it is complete at the end of the
So I
next phase.
don't want to leave him out in the middle of nowhere because he would have to take shots back. I would rather there be everything out there and have multiple targets. So he is staying behind the big building so you can't get shot straight away. These boys are back here. I might do something with the jump. Not sure yet. Might save it for a turn or just come out. Killer cans over here have gone in and just hidden, ready to, well, they've started scanning. So they are scanning, so at least I can get that done. So in terms of moving into my psychic phase, I think I'm going to go for putting the extra attacks on the boys. Or on, can I put it on a dread?
I think it's just all.
Just Orc infantry. We'll just double check that.
Just double check.
So we'll be back in a sec. Alright, so double checking it. I can actually put it on a Death Dread if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. We had a little quick chat about it because nothing can charge me first turn from the Ultramarines because I've held back just enough.
The way that Tom was thinking was that if the aggressors barreled in to the left dread, you would have an extra attack, but it's going to be over 17 inches. They're over 17 inches away, so there's no way of them getting near enough.
Yeah, and things like the jump, I could go for it, and I could put. I'm either going to put Orcs out in the middle of nowhere, but there's infiltrators which push me back 12 inches, so I'm in the middle of nowhere and can't like get anywhere. Or I'm over here and I have to go for a crater. Or even if I don't charge and I'm just sat at the back line here holding this point, there's a bunch of lovely shots that'll be coming straight at me. So I'm probably going to wait a turn or two just to make Harry fan out a bit, and as soon as he fans out, hopefully I might get a chance. But yeah, so I'm just going to have a think about my shooting, and then we'll come back and then see what I can do. Alright, so I thought about my shooting. Only real thing in line of sight is my mech guns. So I'm going to fire both of them into the aggressors. So we'll start with one of them. So it is D3 shots, which I'm starting off with 2. And I am hitting on 4s.
Rerolling ones because of grot rolls.
Yep. So nothing. And then the second one.
Shots.
3.
Shots, sorry.
Oh, that's a bit better.
2 hits there.
2 hits. So now, to wound with a mech gun, because it's a smasher gun, I just need to roll 2 dice for each hit. So I've got 4 dice. I just need to get above a 5 on toughness.
You're going to have to roll these individually, so first 2.
So first 2?
Yep,
definitely. And the second 2?
Does
No.
not wound. Okay, so that is -4 AP, so I do not get a save.
Yep, and then it's D6 damage.
Cool, as long as you roll a 3 or greater, they're dead. One's dead. Yep.
5, yep.
Blam.
One literally just turns into red paste. So that's the end of my shooting. There won't be any charges this turn because I'm too far away. So we'll come back after Harry's movement.
Okay then, so end of Ultramarines movement phase. Relatively cagey, and I'm going to sacrifice a lot of shooting to get some actions out of the way, just because once those orcs hit, I need as many bullets as I can deal with. So starting off on this flank, the infiltrators advanced up, had -2 for the crater, but they've pushed out their to jump denial, but also it means that the second squad of intercessors are going to be 4 inches away should Tom want to counterpunch them, and they are within 3 of the objective to start doing a strategic scan. So they're doing action this turn. I'm not going to do anything with them. The aggressors have stood still as well, and they are going to deploy one of the scramblers. I was going to do it with my lieutenant, but annoyingly it has to be with a non-character model. So the aggressors are going to stay there and probably get wiped off next turn, but at least they're doing the job. 2 gladiators have moved up. This one can see the front 2 mech guns, and this one here can shoot into the building to see the killer can, which is also scanning. So there could be, fingers crossed, I can deny Tom some points there. Captain, Lieutenant, Captain, they can't babysit the big tanks anymore, so they're going up in support of the suppressors. And then finally, the other Intercessor Squad has moved out, and I could spend 2 CP to shoot and fire, but I'm going to sacrifice their shoot for this turn and just do the action for strategic scan. So I'm getting my closest 2 objectives out of the way, and hopefully we can go from there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we're going to move. Harry's going to have a think about his shooting, and then we'll come back and see what punishment he can hand out, because this is going to be painful for me. But yeah, we'll see what's going on, and we'll be back in a second. Alright, so Harry's had a thought about his shooting. What are we thinking?
So we'll start off with the new toys in the block. We're going to go with the first gladiator here. It's going to shoot its laser destroyer through the building into the and into that killer can.
Hi, killer cans. It was nice knowing you.
Well, one will survive, but the one that's doing the scanning might die, and that will deny you some points.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed. So they've come with equivalent optics. They're hitting on 2s.
Okay, hopefully it fluffs.
So 2 shots hitting on 2s. So there's a 2 and a 6, 2 hits. Now what toughness are you? I think you're 5.
Yeah, I just want to double check.
Killer cans are toughness 5, so it's strength 10, so it's wounding on 2s at this point.
Jesus.
Now it is 3 plus D3
Okay.
damage. So
The Devastator.
Devastator, so I'm AP -4.
So no save.
You get a 6 up save because you're
6 up.
2 up armour. And,
Okay. So
I'm not going to spend CP to command reroll that. That is a 3.
A 3.
That's fine.
Okay.
And then
Let me find the dice.
Plus
That's dead.
3 plus D3. 2 plus 3, 5. That is a killer can dead, I believe.
Oh
Yeah,
jeez.
5 wounds. And
Dice. Does he explode?
He does explode if you roll a 6.
Oh god.
No.
Oh thank god.
Cool. So that is a killer can dead, but more importantly, that is you denied a point.
Yeah. So that's one killer can gone. Jeez.
They are
That's pretty good for a new tank.
It's not bad. It's not bad. But
It's not executioner level,
No.
but then these are a lot cheaper than executioners.
However, I've killed a 50-point model with a 200-point model. it's still got some way to go.
Okay, so we're moving on to the second one.
We'll do second Gladiator. Because the mech guns are individual models, it will just overkill. One will be killed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for the front model
Yeah.
of the set. Hitting on choose again. 2 hits.
So that's a 2 and a
5.
and a 5.
And then you are toughness 5 again. So wounds on choose again. Yeah. 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
-4, but you do get your 5
I
custom.
do a custom force field, so which doesn't help it.
So it's going to be minimum 6 damage plus 2d3. So that
so
is
what
oh
does it
god.
mean? Jeez, a 4 and a
5. So
a
that
5.
is
Jesus, that is a dead mech gun.
so that is 11 wounds taken off.
Yeah. Do they explode? I have to double check that.
No, they do not. But that is 1 dead mech gun.
I'll take the front one. So that is a bit of a gap.
And we'll take off the grot.
Yeah, in a second. Anything else to shoot?
Yes, I have got the suppressors.
Okay.
They are 2 individual squads. Now, interestingly,
As GW decided to offend you with your amazing looking models, they're not allowed you to have more than 3.
I really wanted to speak about these squads, but we can't, which is a shame. They have lost a pip of AP, so only AP -1, but they've gained an extra shot.
Okay, and that's going into...
So we'll do squad 1, we'll go into the... probably want to put them into the front. This mech gun here,
Yep.
just so they are... Because they are nasty shooting, I really want to keep Gladiators alive for a bit. So, 9 shots, hitting on freeze, re-rolling 1 because of the captain. There's a lot of 2s there.
Oh, jeez. That's good, that's what we wanted.
And wounding on freeze again because
Yep.
it's 7 toughness 5. Yep, those all wound.
Jeez.
Now these are only at AP -1 because I have plotted them in the tactical doctrine
Okay.
for master of strategy.
Bro, how many was it again, sorry?
That's 6 in total, please.
6 in total. What's the save I need to know?
-1, it'll be 5 up in bun.
5 up in van.
I think they're 5 up arm save normally.
Okay, so I saved 2. Got a 5 and a 6.
And
4 go through.
4 go through, they are 2 damage a pop.
So,
That's another mech gun gone.
oof. Getting rid of my mechie guns. To be honest, they're probably one of the scariest things on the board for you.
Oh, they are scary. And the second one is going to
Have a pop at the Orc boys? What are you going for the dread?
probably want to pop them into the Orc boys just to start thinning them out a bit.
Yeah?
So we'll
Okay.
go for another 9 shots into boys. So hitting on freeze, re-rolling 1s. Let's re-roll those 2. Cool. And then wounding on freeze. Re-rolling those 2 ones for lieutenant. Cool. So that is going to be 2, 4, 6. Now I'm -1, so it'll be 7 save. You get +1 because you're in cover, so you're looking for
6s.
6 6s.
Yeah. So I saved 1, so 5 go through, but I have got the pain boy in the squad.
Yep. So
Well, he's next to them, so that now gives them a feel no pain.
it does. So they're 2 damage a pop.
So first guy,
Almost.
almost. Second guy,
Nope.
nope. And then third guy,
And
ooh, almost.
2 more.
And then the last one. No.
That's
So,
5 dead orc boys.
5 dead orc boys.
It's a start.
Yeah.
It's a start.
Thinning them out. I'll take them off in just a second. So that is the end of your shooting.
Yes, because I'm doing a boatload of actions.
Yeah.
Prepping for
So there's no
time it's going to jump forwards.
No charges this turn.
No.
So we'll move on to turn 2 for the orcs. So we'll come back after my movement. Okay, so I've definitely gone orc this time. I've gone, let's just unleash the boys. So the Death Dread and the boys have all run up here. He's an 8-inch charge away from these pesky blue Ultramarines that have got their little point that they're holding, that I want. I moved and advanced the Death Dread just round the middle, just to give me that little bit extra. So I have domination now.
And because the Death Dread's don't have any guns, you might as well advance it.
Yeah, and if anything comes at me, he's going to have a good old punch up. Back here, so my main thought and my one worry, I know they haven't got that much attacks, but it's the new Assault Marine Chainsword. The fact that it has -1, it's going to tear through the orcs with ease. So I've thought, okay, how can I spread myself out that I can literally dominate most of the board, which with these Gretchen now moved around, and Orc boys over here, Killer Can over here, all this in the middle, and my truck, I actually control half the board as it stands.
There might be a couple slots where I can sneak in, but really I'm
Yeah,
not going to be too great.
it's not going to be great for the Assault Marines. So yeah, this side, Storm Boys have rocked up. They've moved into the middle, so they're going to start joining the party. I've hidden my Killer Can a little bit. He has started scanning. He is behind a door. That was a mistake I made last time, is that the other guy wasn't behind a door. So only little fire potential will be able to get him. He'll have to seriously move a Gladius to get to him. The Mega Knobs jumped out and are literally staring at a bunch of infiltrators, hopefully going to get in and mince them. And the truck has run up and been like, "Oi boys, how's it going?" So we're going to move into my psychic phase, which I'm just going to have a quick think about. Do I want to jump? Do I? Or do I hold off for another turn? I think I'm going to actually, yeah, I'm going to hold off for another turn.
Okay.
Because you need to come out, because you need to start taking control of the board.
That's fine.
Which is hopefully going to give me some gaps in your back line to sneak in. Have some sneaky boys turn up.
Before we move on to shooting, scores on the doors so far. I got 6. So the Ultramarines have got 6 points for killing 3 small vehicles, so 2 mech guns and 1 Killer Can. Tom, now that you've scored your 10 primary points for this turn, and you're free for your 1 scan, you are rocking in at 13 victory points so far.
Whoop! So taking a small lead. So we'll, move into. I'm gonna have a think about my shooting and see what I can shoot, what I can't, what I can have a pot shot at, and we'll move from there. So we'll be back in just a second. All right. So I thought about my shooting. What I'm thinking is, was it how many boys was it that we counted?
It was 11 boys.
11 boys can shoot. I'm going to shoot them at these intercessors. The truck is going to take a pot shot at the aggressors. Same with the Mega Knobs. They're going to go into the aggressors. But I am going to start with the mech gun into a gladiator because I need to get rid of it.
They need to go.
Yeah. So, D3 shots.
2 shots.
2 shots. 2 shots. Not bad. This is where I roll horrifically. 1 hit. Okay.
And you've got to get in toughness 8 for
Ooh.
some reason. So 9
gets through.
4 don't get saved.
So D6 damage.
2.
For 2. Do I want to CP reroll that?
You've got to. Remember, you get command point this turn, so you're on 8 command points this turn.
Yeah. Do I want to use it?
Probably would.
Yeah. We're gonna reroll that.
Or not.
Do exactly the same again.
Into a 2. Right.
Yeah.
So they are rocking in at 12 wounds, so they've got
10.
10 left.
Awesome.
Let's start.
Yeah, let's start. Okay, big shooter off the truck has, I need to check. take a shooter off a truck? How many shots?
Is 3 shots at
Is it
strength
3 shot?
5.
Okay, so it's like basically a heavy bolter. As you can tell, guys, unfortunately, I have never used Orks before. I'm probably hitting on 5s.
Yeah.
But
And
a 6,
is Daka, so you get another shot.
which comes a 4.
Okay.
It's just the 1. Strength 5, toughness 5.
Yep, force wound. Cool,
6
wounds.
wounds.
This is where I fell and I'm safe.
Yay!
What did they tell you?
The Orks come to strike back.
Okay, 2 wounds on my non-sergeant.
Brilliant. And then the shooters off the Meganobs.
So they're 4 shots each at strength 4.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So hitting on 5s.
Yep.
But a 6 is what we want. Okay.
Now these are strength 4, so 5 to wound.
5's the wounds.
2
So
wounds.
2 wounds. Ooh.
Right, come on now. Okay, down to 1 wound.
Alright, I'll take that. Oh, definitely. That was pretty decent shooting there. Okay, so just go do the Orc boys. So it is 11 shots.
Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you've got some extra dice.
How many have 8?
8, yeah. So there's 1, 6. So we'll Daka. Get rid of the misses.
Should have quite a few.
Yeah, wow, that's Orc shooting
That
for
is
you.
Orc shooting. I should know this.
And then it'll be 4s to wound.
Yeah.
Which I get 2.
wounds.
Sorry.
Right. Don't do something embarrassing here, guys. Okay, 1 takes a wound. I said not to do something embarrassing.
You jinxed yourself there.
Never take your helmet off, so...
You're never take your helmet off, jeez. Alright, so that's the end of my shooting. So I'm going to go into charges. So what I'm thinking, this bad boy into these guys, 8-inch charge.
You do have a 2 CP stratagem to called ramming speed, which allows you to do a 3d6 charge on a vehicle.
Oh yes, I'm taking that. In the famous words of Worf, let's prepare for ramming speed.
Ramming speed, yep. 2
Yep.
CP, and
So
then
3d6.
he's in.
Yep. Aye.
Now, because he's successfully charged, you now roll a dice.
Okay.
On a 2+, that unit suffers D3 more wounds.
Well, I rolled a 3.
Cool, so D3 more wounds. Cool, so you kill a guy and take the last wound off.
Oh, yeah, we'll take that. That's some dead blue guys. That's what we like, some dead smurfs. Over here, I'm thinking the truck is going to go in against the infiltrators and the intercessors.
Okay.
Because I can charge both and hit both.
I'm not going to spend CP to Overwatch or for the greater good.
No?
So, no, because there's not really much in.
Well, 3 inches, he's only getting the
Against the... Because you're going into a crater, that's only a 1-inch charge. which
Do
is
I get
great.
here we go with the truck?
Trucks, I don't think they do.
I don't think they do because it's a vehicle, and I don't think I've ever
So
seen you use it before.
vehicles, so like Death Stroke get here we go. The truck gets Daka, but not here we go.
Okay, so he fails. Then the Meganobs are going into the infiltrators.
Yep, so you're looking at
Probably a 6.
either a 6 if you don't want to use the crater, or a 7 if you want to stick them in the crater.
Well, I'll see what we get then. So
Se-
7. So I can go into the crater. Yeah, so they'll go into the crater. Okay, so we'll just move everything into place, and then we'll come back with the attacks. Okay, so we're going to start with Deathy. So he gets 2 base attacks, then 2 for his claws, 2 for his saws. I've put the 2 base attacks into his claws.
Yep.
So I'm going to start with his claws.
I am going to spend now only 1 CP because they were a squad of 5 rather than a larger squad on transhuman, just to keep them alive a little bit.
And of course, Marines now get a janky. I shouldn't really be complaining, I'm bloody Blood Angels player. So yeah, so hitting on 3s.
And 6 do additional attacks because you're a goth.
Cool, so... Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
Cool. Wounding on 4s because of the transhuman. That's saved me a bit.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the first lot going in.
So, looking for 6s on this. No, that's a squad wiped.
Ooh, okay, then you have to use my extra attacks.
And more importantly, that denies me a scan as well.
It does. So that was quite a good move. And then because he gets to pile in, I'm going to sit on top of the objective.
Which is an issue.
Yeah, because I'm in full domination mode now, aren't I?
Full domination.
Yeah.
I'm going to get 5 points with the primaries
Oof.
at this point.
Ouchies. Alright, so moving on to the next attacks while I shift my way around the table. So we're going for the Mega Knobs. So this is unfortunately a bit slower than normal because I'm still having to look up what I can do.
So the Mega Knobs have 3 attacks each.
Yep.
So you've got 2 with 2 pairs of 2 with power claws and custom shooters.
Yep.
The one has a pair of kill swords, so he gets an additional attack, which will be done separately. So
Cool.
might as well do the kill swords first because you're flat 2 damage.
Yep. So kill swords.
Hitting on 4s because you're back to your power claw, and 6s do additional attacks.
Okay. So 1 hit.
Yep. Just a wound.
And that's definitely a wound.
-4 AP.
Yep. So that's a dead dude.
Just kills a guy.
And then the last 6 attacks. So it says a 6.
Yep.
Which turns into a 3, which is definitely not an extra. It was 4s, wasn't it, to hit?
Yeah, forced to hit because
So
you're
3,
out
and then
choose to wound.
3 go through.
Now these are at -3 AP, so these are a 6-up save.
Okay.
Okay, save 2.
Wow.
Only
Jeez.
And it's D3 damage.
Okay. Oh.
It was free either way,
Yeah.
so that is another one gone splat. Oh dear.
Okay. So
I get to attack back.
yeah. So I'll just move in.
We've got 3 attacks, 3 attacks each, and then 4 attacks for the sergeant.
Yeah.
These are going to be hitting on 3s. All those hit. And then your only toughness is 4, so 4's to wound. That balances out for a really good hit earlier.
Yeah, that does.
So that is going to be 2, 4, 5 wounds in total on a 2-up save.
Okay. And there's no AP.
No AP.
So 5 2-ups.
Cool, loves him.
Yeah. Awesome. The eternal combat begins. Everything else is done, so that's the end of my turn. So we'll move on to Ultramarines turn 2. Alright, so Harry has finished his movement turn. Let's get rid of my scan there, because I have already done that one. Okay, so what have the Ultramarines got up to, Harry?
So, start turn 2, I have gone to Tactical Doctrine, so my captain's special rule hasn't really come into effect this turn. He's just moved up, so he's within range of the Orc Boys mob, hoping to put a few shots through. The Lieutenant has also gone up to the window, and he's contesting the objective from the Death Dread at this point in time. A little bit risky, I know, with that dreaded death machine there, but we'll get there. We'll get there. First part of my reinforcements, some Assault Marines have dropped down. I doubt I'm going to use them for any combat, but I need to think I want to turn ahead to actually jump them onto the objective in the following turn. So they've come there to sort of shore up my lines. Suppressors have stayed where they are, there's nothing new there. The aggressors have moved 5 inches, ready to probably go engage that Death Dread.
Yeah.
While this Gladiator here has swung around the corner to line up a shot on the Death Dread that's facing the Lieutenant. This Gladiator here has stayed still. I'm not 100% sure where I want to pop him just yet. He can either go into the Mega Knobs, Death Dread, or the truck. There are a couple of options for him. And then far end, the Infiltrators have fallen back. Because I didn't need to spend CP to do squad doctrines, I've popped 4 back and re-engaged them just so I can get a few extra shots in. And I'm got to start taking out those meg knobs. So it makes sense too. And then the intercessors have moved out of the building, so they're all within. And because I'm stationary, they can either go into the mega knobs, or I can do a full. I can rapid fire 30 inches at the storm boys and hopefully neuter them down there.
Yeah, so big shooting turn coming. So Harry's just going to have a think, and then we'll come back with the first load of shooting. Right, so beginning of Ultramarine shooting. I'm about to take some absolute punishment.
Yeah. So the aggressors, they're both within 18 of the boys' mobs, so they're going to start thinning them down a bit. Now, no longer do they have any double shooting, so this is purely off normal shooting.
Yay!
So each in a roll with 2 bolt storm gauntlets, so that's 6 shots each, and then a further d6 each for the frag storm. So that is a 3 and a
2.
However, it's assault d6. There's more than 11 use, so that is max 6 shots.
Yep.
So that's quite nice. So that's 12 shots. Sorry. Quick maths here, sorry guys. 6 plus 6, 12, 24 shots. God, that took longer than it should have done. You know that moment when your mind just goes blank?
Yeah, definitely. The joys. Alright, so yeah, so that's a heck of a lot of shots coming my way. Harry's just currently having to count all the dice.
That's we'll come back.
Yeah, we'll come back in a second because there's a lot of dice.
What we're out to deal with, which,
yeah,
while it's not a guarantee, it's better than nothing.
Alright, so
I've counted all my fingers up and no, 24 shots.
Jeez, this is gonna hurt a lot. So yeah.
But it's not as bad as it would have been last Codex, which would have been 48.
Yeah, true.
So
the joys.
It's not too bad. I will be re-rolling ones to hit because of the captain, so hitting on 3s, re-rolling them 1s.
Good old new core roll.
Mm-hmm. And then strength 4, toughness 4.
Jesus, a lot of 6s.
Yeah, annoyingly, it doesn't really do anything. So in total that is 3, 6, 9, 12 wounds in total.
Okay.
That's AP -1 because it's tactical doctrine and you're not in any form of cover, so you've got 12 feel no pains to make that.
Yeah, so 12 6-ups. Okay, so how many dice have I got? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, here we go. Literally. Not a single one.
Okay.
Couple of 5s, that was close. So that's 12 guys dead.
Yeah.
So what I will do, just because there is extra shooting, I will just put a 12 next to the squad, so I know that I need to take 12 guys from that squad.
Cool.
Cool, so where are we going next?
We will then go on with the Gladiator here.
Yep, going into Deathy.
Going to Death Dead, still hitting on 2s, so 2s. There's
double
one.
And there's no reroll from the... Yes!
No rerolls from the captain. That's
Oh,
not
that's
cool.
the first time this has been great.
I'm gonna spend CP to reroll that.
Yeah?
Reroll one of those hitting on 2. Yeah.
Can I spend 4 CP and use Agents of Vect?
Yeah, sure. And then wounding on a 3.
Yeah, 5. That definitely goes through.
Goes through. -3 this time because I'm
Okay.
tactical.
So I get a 6-up.
6-up save.
Come on. Oh, I saw the 6.
And then 3 plus D3, 2.
2.
So that's 7. How many wounds does Death Druid have?
Come on, Deathy. Come on.
It's either 7 or 8.
Come on, Deathy.
Kilograms, Death Druid, toughness 7, 8 wounds.
Oh, he was left on a single wound. Go on, laddie. Go on.
Damn, that's annoying. We will then. I'm not sure it makes too much of a difference at this point. Do you want me to come back and I'll reevaluate my life goals at this point?
Yeah, so we'll be back in a second. Okay, so the next lot of shooting that is going on is, from what Harry's told me, the assault intercessors are going to have a go at trying to kill Deathy off.
I've just got. If I can blink off the wounds, I can really start shifting over. But as long as that thing's alive, because it doesn't degrade, it's still an issue. So hitting on freeze. Those all hits.
All hit.
I'm out of 6-inch range of the lieutenant, so. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
4 wounds.
4 wounds.
No AP.
So it is a 3-up save. Oh.
Oh, he's definitely.
Wow.
Does he blow up?
That
could be an issue.
That could be an issue. Actually, I do want him to blow up. No, 5.
No.
1. Oh no, it's a 1. Yeah, so
So he implodes.
he implodes. He falls over. He just puffs into a giant vape cloud.
Right then, in that case,
Oh no, my flank is falling.
actually I can't shoot the boys actually with the lieutenant because there's a pillar in the way.
Yeah.
And annoyingly, the other side is a door. So that's a bad call. The assault bolter from the auto-bolt rifle, from the captain will go into the Ork boys.
Yep.
So 3 shots, hitting on 3,
Oh, wow.
2s.
2s, yeah, rerolling. Oh no, he doesn't inspire himself now.
No.
Not so inspirational.
Only 1 wound.
Only 1 wound.
Minus 1 AP, so you've got, I think it's 2 damage, honestly, but that.
Yeah.
It's a boy dead. Yeah, it's 2 damage because it's mastercrafted.
Yeah, so it's definitely a boy dead.
Yeah. Okay, that's freed up a bit of breathing space.
Oh yeah. It's actually.
I'm going to then chuck the second Valiant, into everything's going to go into the Mega Knobs.
Yeah.
Because
He's just going to try and kill my knobs.
yeah, because I could try and bolt them to death, but because you're in a crater.
And for all those who just heard that, yes, I am trying as many innuendos as I can get into this entire battle rep.
Unfortunately, there is a
And even though I am the oldest one here, I am the most immature. Whoop. So a little bit of teleportation there. Sorry, guys. Just having to move around safely. So, yeah, so big shots going into the Mega Knobs. What we got?
So we're going to go with the main cannon first. So 2 shots hitting on 2s. Of course, there's a 1 there again.
Yep.
2s to wound. Does wound. Minus 3 AP.
Okay, so that is a 5-up save.
Yep.
Oh.
Unless you want to take on one of the guys in here, then it'll be a 4-up save.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to take on one of them. So it's
Actually,
4-up.
So it's minus 3 AP. They've got 2 up to 5. Yeah, we'll be 4
Yeah,
up.
4-up. Yeah, I'll take on a 4-up.
Loves it.
Loves it. Okay, why didn't you done that with the mech guns earlier?
And then the storm bolters. That's cocked.
Yeah, that's very.
Oh.
Oh god. Oh
One
god.
hit.
Oh lordy.
Does wound though. Minus 1 AP. So
4-ups again.
2-up save.
2-up.
Yep, that's
Yep,
it.
loves it.
And then we've got the bolters from the
Infiltrators?
yeah, bolters from the infiltrators at first. So they are going to be minus 1 to hit because actually no, they're not going to be minus 1 to hit because of fallback and re-engage.
Yep.
So 6 shots. Thank goodness for not being minus 1 to hit. 1 wound.
1 wound.
Minus 1.
Okay. Oh, loving it.
Oh, this could be an issue.
These squishy humans aren't doing anything.
2,
Though I've probably just shot myself in the foot saying that.
8. I will chuck I should have chucked a crack grenade from that squad actually, so I'm going to chuck a crack grenade from the Intercessor Sergeant.
Yep.
On 6, that hits.
Yeah.
Does wound.
Ooh.
Minus 1 AP, so you're on a
3-up.
yeah.
Oh, my luck.
D3 damage.
My luck finally ran out.
3.
Oh god.
Ooh, that kills 1.
Oh god. I'll take the one that's not in the crater out.
And then
Oh god. See, I told you guys, shouldn't have said
bolt
anything.
shots.
That one's very cocked.
Yeah. It's fine. And 2 wounds at minus 2 now, so you're 4-ups. Ooh. Okay. That's not gonna happen.
Shouldn't really laugh.
Right, we'll do once the back squad of suppressors are going to go into Mega Knobs.
Yeah. You gotta get rid of these guys, haven't you?
Yeah, I do really. So re-rolling that one because they are cool. Freeze to wounds because there's
Jeez.
So that is 6 wounds in total at -1 AP.
Ooh. That is a little bit tasty.
2s at the moment because you're in the crater. Loves it.
We loves it, we do.
Now,
What are we thinking?
I'm thinking we're gonna have to put the other squad suppressors in as well.
Yeah, just to try and.
Yeah, because as much as I want to.
Probably the last thing you want as well is that next turn that killer cam's going to come barreling through.
Well, you can't because he's big.
Yeah.
But once he
gets round, he'll be backing them up.
Yeah.
And then that's us. It's like having 4 or 5 mega knobs there now.
He's not a good in combat, but he's just difficult to shift.
Yeah.
The only alternative would be with these 9 shots, I annihilate that squad of Orc boys there, which is it's a genuine option because if I kill them off, you can't green tide.
No, that's true. I can.
Plus, at this point in time, I'd rather let you spend CP and I can fight again, and I will go kill the mobs.
Yeah.
I think it's just what I need to do at this point in time. That's not great.
Get to reroll the 1.
It's alright actually. Is that free?
Yeah.
So that is 5 wounds in total. Once again, 2 upside because you're in crater. That losing their pivot AP has really started really. Oh,
2 1s.
Okay, 2 1s. So that is another Mega Knob dead.
Do I want to CP one of them? Yeah.
Yep.
Just because I'm gonna have to just to keep them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1's on 1 wound.
So 1's on 1 wound. So that's dice, so he can go on 1 wound because that keeps them still in the fight, and that actually gives you a headache
Yes.
instead of just one guy stood there.
100%. Right then, what else do I want to do? I think that's it for shooting because I can't see anything else.
Yeah, you going for any charges?
I will go for some charges.
Yeah. So where are we thinking?
So starting off, I'm going to do the aggressors into the Death Dread.
Okay. He doesn't get any Overwatch because he has no shooty weapons.
So.
2 inches.
That's not going to make him.
No.
Oh, I'm going to spend. So I spent the CP this turn so far. I'm going to spend another CP on charge because I can't let you barrel in with the.
No. Oh, 3 inch. Oh, is that much of an improvement? I think you're 5 inches.
4.
You need a 4. You're 5 inches away.
No,
oh no.
Okay, that's an issue.
That's a big issue for you. His next turn, he's angry.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So, in this case, the last thing we're going to do is charge the intercessors into the
Mega Knobs.
Because
Yeah.
I have got power fist.
Yeah. Yeah,
They
definitely.
get in.
They get in.
I saw a 1 then. I thought, oh no.
Even with the -2, you're still.
That is it for charges, I think.
Yep. So you'll move the intercessors in, and then we'll come back. Unless there's something.
It's a 9-inch charge.
Ooh.
No, it's not. It's not worth it because he has a power sword. And it's wounding on 5s. I'd rather keep my captain there for the reroll bubble.
Yeah. Sure. Because that means that I can't get round to your aggressors next turn.
To be honest, you haven't got any Overwatch. I might as well go for it.
Yeah. What's the worst that can happen? You don't make it. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
I mean,
happens.
I suppose the other thing is if I can get him in far enough up, I can actually be in Tanara range if you want to jump.
Yeah.
So might as well. I probably will get torn to shreds, but at least I've got me in them.
And Slay the Warlord's not.
That is a 7.
So yeah.
Yeah, don't get in.
That's fine then. Yeah, because Slay the Warlord's not a thing anymore, so it's not something you have to worry about.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
Hasn't been that successful, but
So we'll move the intercessors in, and then we'll come back with their attacks. All right. So intercessor punching time.
Let me just add up my dice. So we've got
So we might be here for a while.
2 attacks each.
3 on the Sarge.
Plus 1 each for shock assault, and then 1 more for being a Sarge. So You're on 1 wound, so I'm going to do the standard attacks first.
Okay.
So, hitting on 3s. And wounding on 4s. That's alright actually, that is...
Not actually half bad.
6 wounds in total.
Okay, so...
Don't roll any of them once. I said not to.
Yeah, you said not to, but...
Cool, that does kill the Meganob.
Yep, so that's him dealt with.
And then 4 attacks from the Primaris Sergeant. He is hitting on 4s. Cool. And wounding on 2s, because you're only toughness 4. 2 wounds at -3 AP.
Oh.
-3, actually, hang on a sec. Power Fists are...
Are they -3?
Because the...
Are they -2?
That's what I'm just checking, because the Thunder Hammer is now -2. So it's gentle... Power Fist is still -3 AP.
Okay. Which, she's dead.
Both of those, cool. And it's now flat 2 damage,
Okay.
so I would have to have both go in.
Go through anyway.
Sweet.
Cool, so that is the Meganobs dealt with. Probably a little bit more than what Harry actually wanted to deal with them.
Not really, but what I will do is I will pile in against
The truck.
the truck, because it's now, that thing there can't go in and tie up my other tanks.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. To be honest, I was probably going to be junky and reverse into your aggressors.
Yeah, that was, I thought I need to deal with that truck.
So, cool. So that's the end of Harry's turn 2. So we move on to
Relatively
turn
successful.
3 for the Orks.
Yeah, turn 3 for Orks.
Yeah, so we'll catch you in a second. I seem to be a bit surrounded by some blue guys. So, end of the movement phase for Ultramarines, but before we go through what Harry has done, what are the scores on the doors?
Scores on doors so far, because Tom, you've denied me 2 lots of on 2 objectives. I'm only on 23 points to your 43. So hopefully, if things go right, I should be able to pick up the points a little bit. But at
They're
the
not going to
moment,
go right.
The Ultramarines are losing.
New Codex, what?
So, starting off down here, the Assault Marines have jumped up next to the Storm Boys. Not Storm Boys, Ork Boys. We're probably going to throw frag grenades and bolt pistols and then go in for the charge.
Cool.
Probably going to be the plan. The Captain has done the same. He's moved up to the window to lend his fire to the Ork Boys and then charge. The suppressors here, I decided to get them down from their defensive position, and they are going to go in, hopefully gun down a couple and charge onto the objective. Same with the last aggressor. I need to make sure that I am capturing some objectives at this point in time. The Gladiator is ignoring the killer can for the time being at my peril to deal with that last mech gun. And I can always send in the Storm Bolters against either the Storm Boys or the Blobber Central Ork Boys. Then finally on this side, this is where all the fun stuff's happened. The Squad of Assault Marines have come down, looking for a 9-inch charge away from the killer can. But I'm also within 12-inch range, so I will probably bolt pistol the weird boy a bit.
Fair enough.
The squad that has attacked the truck, I spent a CP on fall back and re-engage. So that means I can fall back, shoot and charge. So, nice little bit of flexibility, hopefully to gun down the Storm Boys and then probably pile back into the truck to deny you engage on all fronts. And finally, using one of the new stratagems from the book, the infiltrators at the start of their movement phase were over 6 inches away from the truck and the Storm Boys. So I'm spending 1 command point on guerrilla tactics, which means that they come off the board and they're placed into street reserve. So I get another unit I can deep strike somewhere.
Nice.
And
Cheeky.
that's that, really.
Cool. Yeah, so Harry's just going to think about his shooting, and then we'll come back and start where all the carnage begins. Okay, so coming back for Harry's charges. So we're starting with the
Assault Marines over there.
Yep.
They are going to go into the Orc boys. A 3 will get them in. It will get them in.
Okay, yeah.
The aggressor will go into the Orc boys. Now I don't know how far this is because you did remove the front ones. Oh, he's in.
Yeah, he's definitely in with that.
The front squad of suppressors will also go into the Orc boys. 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it's 4.5 inches to get to the closest Orc boy. So they're in. The captain will go into the Orc boys that the Assault Marine blob went into. He is 1 inch away. He's on the other side of the door. So he does get in.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not liking the chances at this point. The other squad of suppressors will... Oh, where do I go into? I'm going to chuck the other squad of suppressors into the Orc boys because they are closer. Yeah, they're also in.
Cool.
Lastly over here then, the Intercessor Squad are going to fall back and re-engage back into the Orc truck, so you can't go tagging my other tank. They're in even with -2.
Yep.
Then lastly, I'd like these guys to get in because I want to show off as a cool stratagem. The Assault Squad here are going to charge the killer cannon. It is 9 inches away. I've only got 1 CP, so it's not worth it. No, not worth it.
Fair enough.
I was hoping to use the Melt Bomb stratagem. It's not bad. I think it's you make a single attack, and if it hits, that unit suffers 2d3 mortal wounds if it's a vehicle.
Oh, nice. That's actually pretty decent.
It's not bad.
Cool.
Move all those
yeah, we'll
bits.
move everything and come back and then see how the actual combat goes. Alright, so at the end of my turn, we've kind of hammered it a bit because this has been a very bloody game, and to be honest, I have literally only 1 unit left, 2 units left to move around.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
other 2 are going to stay what they're doing.
So points wise, nothing can change.
No.
Even if Harry obliterates me off the board,
Yeah.
it still ends exactly the same. So over here we did roll it. I did roll a 7. So with the movement into the crater and then off into Harry's captain, my warboss would have made it. To be honest, he has got the super claw. Probably would
should
just kill him. Yeah.
Yeah. You only need to get 2 wounds through, and the way you're rolling it, you will kill him.
Yeah. I've been rolling pretty well. To be honest.
The Gladiator can't do anything else. Yes, he can shoot something, but he doesn't do anything effective in this turn.
No.
The turn 5 for me, I would get 15 points, which is nice, but it's too little, too late, unfortunately. So, looking at it, scores on the doors wise, the infiltrators only need to move off into the deployment zone because of the scouring, and I can get my deploy scanners points really easily. So, including painting, Ultramarines scored 70 points. The Orks scored 82.
Yeah. The pretty bad thing is though, this is my first win of 9th. And I usually play Space Marines. Maybe I should switch to Orks.
Oh, my Orks.
So yeah, so Orks win.
I think in the game itself, probably the issue was going first would have meant I would have had no firepower anyway.
Yeah.
However, it would have probably meant I could have got the 2 home actions off straight away. So in hindsight, that was probably my biggest error going second.
Yeah, what we'll do, we'll have a full wrap up in a second. So we'll see you guys in a second. We'll go through everything with you. So, post-game, what a match.
It was a really fun match, and Orcs versus anything is always going to be a fun match.
Yeah, it's a classic matchup, isn't it? The old Dawn of War, Orcs
Yeah.
versus, well, Blood Ravens.
It's on Black Reach.
Yeah.
Like that.
So yeah, one heck of a game. First win for me. I'm playing Orcs for the first time as well. Jesus Christ.
Their points haven't helped them out, but they are still a solid army.
Yeah, and I think some of the choices I made early game, and the fact that I rushed out right at the beginning, because you gave me first turn, I was like, okay, I'll just rush.
And so my thinking for that, it was a really bad mistake once I'd fought to once I really thought about it, what I should have done was gone first, got my 2 actions done and out the way, and then continued. In my mind, I thought, I'm going to let you come forward because I need to see where you're going to go, which was not the right choice.
No, and I did play it quite guarded. Like first turn, I was moving a little bit, but not all out there, just like gave you very little to shoot at.
I think secondaries wise, we both chose on secondaries.
Yeah, because I nearly maxed out all mine.
Pretty much.
And maxed out my primary.
I think with Scouring Debt especially, if you're holding 3 to get your domination points to hold one up, you're going to be getting your 15 points anyway. So actually, for 3-4 turns, you had 18 points going in,
easy,
and that just sucked away the points.
I think the only army you maybe wouldn't use that with is the Necron Dynasty that gives all your units offset.
Because
so they can count as banners, so you banner everything.
Potentially.
Yeah.
But I think new units wise, we were just having a little chat off camera. I think the Lancer works really, really well.
They haven't got the overall punch as an Executioner, but then the Executioner is like 100 and something odd points more.
The Executioner is double its points. Doesn't have all the anti-infantry, but still has only got 2 laser shots. So actually, for a fraction more, you're getting 4 laser shots and more wounds.
And the fact that you had 2 of them, like splitting them, I had to kill at least one of them. And the other
I don't think the Lancer works. Lancer would not work as a lone. If you're only going to take one Gladiator, I think probably the Valiant would be better with the 4 lash shots and the 4 melter shots because it's just number shots then. But it's just
or even the Reaper just for sheer anti-infantry, anti-horde.
In terms of other units, the Phobos,
that cheeky little
stratagem
pulled off. That was really good.
That's solid.
I was not expecting that. Transhuman going down to 1 CP as well.
That's really nice. It makes it more of a yes. Why wouldn't you do it? Admittedly, because I still think it was 2 CP and it didn't cross my mind as much, but that just comes with practice, really. Firstborn Marines, they still don't do it as a combat unit, but I don't think they're meant to be a combat unit.
Well, I think in some armies, yes, like White Scars,
Blood
Angels, potentially Dark Angels, maybe because they've got split-use spikes.
Yeah.
Maybe you would then consider them, just because you get that extra little bit.
The one thing that they have got going for them is the fact that actually for 100 points, yes, they don't have obstac, but they are effectively a jumpy Intercessor Squad.
Yeah, and this is the first time me taking on the new Astartes Chainsword, and when you were like, I have to drop them here, I was thinking, oh god, here we go, they're going to mince through my Orks. And they ran in, and they just
my rolling did not help in that.
I was just like, oh, okay, it's not as scary as I thought it was, so I just turned around and punched them.
Did I sacrifice my suppressor too early? I think I might have done.
Yeah, but I think my interrupt
was key.
Yeah, that really caught you off, and you were like, oh god, here we go.
So in my mind I was thinking, right, if I can gun down a bunch of them and punch them off, hopefully that should get you off one or both of the objectives.
Yeah.
What I probably should have done was just focus fired on the one objective nearest me, cleared them completely off, and then just have left that big blob in the centre.
Yeah, and then they were only fighting over one instead of me holding both while you're fighting me.
Yeah, that was a mistake on my end. Going back to the Ultramarines though, I think that if you're using something like, if you're on the secondary, so a line breaker or something like that, or engaging on fronts for 100 points, actually they're durable enough that they can do that job for at least 2 turns.
Yeah, very much so. I would even consider starting them on the board, just as a very quick moving. You're probably going to get a second turn charge.
Yeah,
if you're getting second more than maybe first turn if they expand too quickly, then they'll have a use. But deep striking it still caused me problems because I had to
think about it.
Yeah, I had to cover my backfield. That's why, turn 2, I covered 3/4 of the board.
I think this is purely from an Ultramarine sort of perspective. I would probably still go with the Inceptors with the dual bolters. The plasma's quality, but I think just as a deep strike, line breaker kind of unit,
Yeah.
I think the Inceptors are better because you're not taking these options for the combat power. They've got slightly faster movement, granted, but the Inceptors are tougher, have more wounds, and have some very decent shooting. And for 20 points extra, you go, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no, I can completely agree with that.
Yeah, I think it was nice to bring out just a mix of units. There are definitely some things that work with it, other things that didn't work so much, but there are ways you can get the arms to work. I think the biggest thing though, that core keyword
Yeah.
is huge. The amount of ones I rolled in those Valiants.
Jeez. It's a big change. And even with your own captain as well, when he was shooting or hitting, it was like, oh, one's great.
Yeah, I only hit one power sword on that.
But no, to us, it is a fair game leveler.
Yes.
In the sense that we're not, because like Blood Angels, I used to re-roll tons.
Yeah, it was
And
real.
was just ridiculous. So it was getting out of hand. It needed to be cut. So it is a good change. I do like it.
I think Space Marines are definitely not in a bad spot. This was not a fairly solid list. The Orc list is a fairly solid list because it's the list that I normally run.
Yeah.
And it does its job incredibly well because the killer cans, they just sit on the objectives and you've got to deal with them, but there are more pressing issues.
Yeah.
Death Dreads, big scary, you've got to deal with them. Mega Knobs, they're alright, but they also are another thing you've got to deal with. Stormboys are just fun, I love them. And they are great for those late game sort of pushes.
Yeah, and maybe I didn't pull it off as I wanted to. I did want to swoop around, kill all his intercessors, hold that point, and make you have to shoot at the tanks. Okay, I didn't kill them, but then my truck exploded and wounded everyone instead.
Yeah, it just happens that way.
Yeah. But no, overall, I thought it was a great game. And it's nice to see new Codex.
Yeah.
Definitely something I need to get my teeth into as well and see.
We've had some chats about what we want to do with Blood Angels, and because we were originally going to use Scouts as your troops choices. Unfortunately, that's no longer the case. So we've had to do a bit of a resort and thanks to your troops, we should be able to get some Blood Angels on the channel.
Yeah, we'll definitely have something.
December when the
new
supplement
comes out, and then I will be on a rampage, and you will all be playing me. Didn't make up for all the games I've lost. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe if you did enjoy it, and also leave any comments you want in the below. It's always great to read them, and any suggestions you might have. Remember to check out Rival Crafts for all your basing needs. The link is in the description below, so make sure to have a look at them, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.